Blakeslee Conant.
At home.
I went to school here at Hanalei in the 30s. Graduated from this Hanalei School in 1937 in 8th grade. And
How did you get to school when you went to school?
well, I didn't live very far away. I either walked or later on I had a bicycle to come to school with and parked it over in the principal's garage.
Did you ride on a dirt road or was the road paved?
No, we had a macadam road here at the time.
Cars? People had cars?
Not as many cars as present. You could walk down the road and you didn't have to worry too much about cars.
What was a day like at school for you? What time did you have to be at school and what kind of things did you do when you got there?
Well, looking way back, it's kind of hard to remember exactly when we started school. Of course, we had to get out, and the principal had we had calisthenics. We saluted the flag. We pledged allegiance to the flag before we went into classrooms.
Okay, tape's rolling. Go ahead.
Blakeslee, maybe you could tell us who the principal and your teacher were and what school was like a little more.
Well, the principal at the time was George Kiko'oha. He was, and his wife taught first and second grade. And my time, there was a Japanese woman that was third and fourth. I don't remember her name. But my fifth and sixth grade teacher was Mrs. Ella Deverell. And then I went into eighth grade with George Kiko'oha, seventh and eighth.
Where was that? In Kauai?
No, everything was right here. I started off in Hanalei School and graduated.
You went all the way to 8th grade at
Eighth
Hanalei
grade
School?
in Hanalei School.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they went all the way through 8th.
Well, at the time that there was no Kauai, it was Kauai High. So
What kind of subjects can you remember studying while you were there?
Well, we had all kinds. Of course, we had spelling. We had Hawaiian geography. We had history. We had math and other related courses.
How did you do in school? Did you get good grades? Did they grade you like A, B, C, D?
Yes,
that way?
we did. We had the A, B, and I don't remember how well I did, but it was good enough to pass.
Yeah. Did Did you ever get in any trouble? What did they do if you talked back or something like that?
Well, normally the teachers took care of the discipline, but if there was any fights involved, we were sent to the principal. And there were very few fights because everybody was afraid of the principal. But, not that he was to hurt us, but we always looked up to the principal. He was our scoutmaster too, and most of us
You had Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts, and he being an old Kamehameha graduate, used to get us out here on the ground. We had like a parade ground, and we all had broomsticks for rifles.
Ha!
And we marched up and down the place here, and just like they do in the ROTC.
Terrific. That was when, 1930?
36, 37, when I was 7th and 8th grade, so that's when in his class. And we had quite a Boy Scout troop. We used to go to the makahikis all over the island. And
Did they have Girl Scouts too? Or did you have mostly boys when you went to school?
well, there were a number of girls. Of course, like take my class, for instance, there were 12 in the class, 4 girls.
Not too many girls.
Small classes.
Did you play any kind of sports or games at recess?
Well, games in those days were like seasonal. Certain times of the year we played marbles, other times beanbag, and then tops come in, all kinds of different things. And it just seems that the timing came and everybody knew that this was marble season and this was beanbag season and all that.
Did they play did they have the basketball court and that? Then?
No, that basketball court is new.
Or they didn't have any playground equipment at all? Huh?
No playground equipment, to my knowledge, no.
Did you go to school in these very same buildings that are here right now?
In just the old building, the cafeteria wasn't as big as it is right now. The new wing wasn't in, and the kindergarten wing here, it wasn't in. We didn't have kindergarten.
Did they serve lunch here, or did you bring your own lunch?
Most of the children brought their own, ate lunch here. Those days it was only 5 cents by tokens, and
What kind of lunch would they give you?
very wholesome. The cafeteria manager had scheduled all different types of food. Every day was different. I must say that we used to be on cafeteria duty ever so often. You know, they had stovepipe hats and aprons for the men, for the boys, and
Did they have? You didn't have to have like the junior patrol officers in.
they
Was
had
enough
JPOs.
traffic?
Yes,
Yeah?
we had JPOs.
So there must have been a few cars around then. Days, huh?
Well, there were, but not too many.
Mostly dirt roads everywhere, or horse
Well,
trails.
most of the kids did come to school walking, you know, except one. I know one of my classmates, Edwin Ching. He used to come on a horse from way up by the valley, come down here on a horse.
The Hyena kids, was Hyena School still there?
Hyannis School was there for many years, and
While you were in school here, that school was still
that
going
school
on.
was still going on. That school didn't get wiped out until the tidal wave in 1957, I think.
What about taking care of the school? Did the kids have to, did they have a garden, or did you have to take care of the yard and stuff in those days?
Yeah, we did. We did pick up clean the yard. We had a big garden back here, and we used to go out and raise all kinds of vegetables, even peanuts. And we'd have to go around town to sell the produce that we had here. But being a shy person that I was, I used to always take it home and get my mother to buy it all.
What was the Christmas program like when you were here?
I guess very similar to what they have now. They have had the Santa Claus and candy and all things. Of course, another thing too, we did have, you know, maypole dance. We had a
May Day.
May Day, you know, they had a regular maypole.
Did it always
dance.
rain on May Day then too?
Oh, hard to say.
You remember a lot of rain when you were a
Well,
kid?
Hanalei is always rainy.
Famous for the rain. Can you remember any incidents that happened to you while you went to school that are special memory that you can remember?
Oh,
Something that stands out?
nothing that I can remember that stands out too much because I just was.
Did you go on to another school after you left Hanalei School?
Yes, I went to a boarding school in Honolulu. I went to Iolani
Iolani.
for 4 years over there.
And when did you move back to Kauai after?
Well, I would come back for every vacation.
So you've always been a
I've always
Hanalei
lived
boy?
in Hanalei since 1927.
That's when you were born?
No, when I moved here.
Oh. Anybody, you got any good questions?
What's your trigger on?
How about when you were in the Boy Scout troop? Can you remember any specific adventures you guys went on in other parts of the island together?
Well, we had more of an annual thing. We'd go to Mana with the Barking Sands for a weekend camping trip. And there'd be the Boy Scouts and also the Girl Scouts. And we'd go over there, we'd take all our food and camping equipment. And
Is this when they all come from the whole island and do it, or just Hanalei School?
just Hanalei School.
Mhm.
And get over there and have a big feast, you know, pots going with all kinds of food to feed us all.
Like what would you eat?
Well, and one of the most famous dishes we always had was corned beef and cabbage.
Oh, the famous standby.
And pork and beans, and things
Uh-huh.
like that, and bacon and eggs for breakfast, and But at nighttime, that's when we had the most fun because boys would be all in their tents and the girls in the other tents, and we're always looking. The girls would come over and paint lipstick all over the boys when they're sleeping at night. Another thing we used to do, we'd take the newer scouts and tell them we're going to go snipe hunting because they didn't know what the heck a snipe was. So we'd have these burlap bags and we'd take them out into the bushes and say, now, you get out there and the snipe's in that bush there. So we'll chase it out for you, and then you get on the other side and it's going to run right in that bag. A lot of fun.
They always went for it, huh?
They always went for it.
When you were over at Manal, were you like Polly Holly or over there?
Polly
in the
Holly, right?
cane fields?
Right at the base of the Barking Sands.
Oh, at the Air Force Base. Was there an Air Force Base?
No, there was no Air Force Base. It was just big sand dunes in those days. And
What kind of transportation got you over there then?
a big open truck, big flatbed truck.
They didn't have a school bus.
No school buses. They'd hire a bus for us, truck for us. Then we'd come all the way into Kikaha to go to to go to the movies at night and then go back again. And it's a lot of fun.
Did you have a library at Hanalei School when you went here?
I'm not sure about that. That was a long time ago.
Do you remember, or did they have one in Lihui? Do you ever remember going to the
No,
library?
never did go to any of the other libraries or whatever.
So, when you learned from books, what kind of textbooks did you have? Did everybody have their own book, or did you have to share books?
No, we all had our own books. They were all issued to us by the school, all school books. And
Did you have to do much reading, or was it mostly did you just study at school without
oh,
homework?
we always had homework. I remember there was always homework to do.
Math problems?
Math and study of spelling, study of geography. This principal of ours, he was quite a
What was his name again?
George Kikoha. One time I knew every state capital and every capital of the world.
You had to know all
I
that.
had to know those things.
Can you do it now?
Not too well. Not with the changing times anyway.
Yeah, really, all the names keep changing. Let's see, I had another question.
Why don't you
Stop a second.
Stop it.
Blakeslee, do you remember what it was like as far as what you were allowed to wear or what you did wear? Did you wear shoes, thongs, or go barefoot
So we came barefooted
every day?
every day. I remember that I used to wear shorts. Most of the children wore, the boys wore long pants, but a few of us had shorts on.
Did you have raincoats then?
No, we didn't need raincoats because when it rained, our parents brought us to school and came to pick us up. The good days, we walked to school and walked home.
So whatever games you would play, everybody just play barefoot out on the lawn. Huh?
That's right. Mhm.
What do you think now after all these years have gone by? How do you think Hanalei School was for you? Do you think you got a good education while you went here, or do you wish it would have been better? Or what's
No,
your
for the times, I realized I did get a good education because I went to high school in Honolulu and I wasn't held back.
You were able to keep up with
keep
everything?
up with the school. 4 years of high school.
That's enough, I guess.
You can wind it up, say thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming here and talking to us at Hanalei School and reminiscing back on the old days. We're glad to have you here, and I hope the kids in the future will be glad to hear your story.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Say this is a place that I went to school for many years. A lot of changes have been made since I went to school.
Oh yeah, what color was the school when you went there?
I think it was all sand. You know, the walls were all sanded. more of a
Natural wood.
like a brown sand on it. Things that, like, and the floors were all oiled. That's part of the job was, I might say that, but part of the job was clean erasers every day, sweep out your room, and every Friday the group, certain ones had to mop the floors.
Did everybody have their own desk in the room?
Everybody had their own desks, and depending on the activity of the child, if it wasn't too good in school, generally the principal or the teachers would put them up in the front desk.
Oh, no dunce cap or nothing.
No dunce cap.
Just kind of ridicule in front of everyone. Did everybody ever get spanked or whipped or like that?
Oh yes, we did
when
get
they were
spanked.
real bad.
Uh-huh.
So,
Did you ever get spanked?
A few times.
there we go. That's good.
Right?
Pencils.
Regular
Pencils,
pencils
okay.
and
You didn't use,
what?
you didn't use inkwells at that time?
No, we didn't have inkwells. Mostly pencils and about it.
Did they have electricity in the school?
Oh yes, sure.
So you had lights and all those kind of conveniences.
Well, regular lights, not the fluorescent type. Those all came in later.
Great. Well, I think you did real good, and I think you provided us with some great information to store away for the future here.
Is that it?
Yeah, I
That's
think
it.
so.